Hey guys, in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the gun's modified SCAR L Mark II. Designed with the MWS system internally, this replica is sure to perform well, while also being the super cool SCAR L. Did I also mention that it's the Mark II? Let's see if they struck the landing. Weighing in at 6 pounds, or 2.72 kilograms, the upper is made out of CNC 6061 aluminum, while the lower is polymer, which is the same as the real steel. There are metal Picatinny rail sections on the 3, 6, 9, and 12 o'clock positions. The stock is solid. It has 6 positions of adjustment for length, 2 positions for cheek rest, and it can also fold. If you're wondering, the replica does fire with the stock folded. The SCAR iron sights are replicated well, although I wouldn't use them for airsoft. They can be folded down and out of the way. The SCAR controls are replicated well. There are standard sling points on the end plate and front of the gun on both sides. The sling points also has steel inserts. The 50 shades of the FTE looks very nice. Every part is pretty much a different color. I like it, but it's an acquired taste. Let's see how well the finish stands up against a flathead. With the sharp edge and a decent amount of force, I was able to scratch the finish. I would say it's a little bit more durable than the VFC. The trademarks are done accurately and they look pretty good. But there is a licensing marking. Even the magazine has yummy Magpul trademarks. The SCAR flash hider is steel. It has 14mm negative threadings underneath. To disassemble for repairs and maintenance, remove this receiver pin. The lower can then be pushed forward and removed. The stock may now be slid down, and the bolt carrier assembly can now come out. Internally, this has an EVO bolt set and trigger box, with most of the fire control group parts being made out of steel. The bolt carrier is metal. It's also one of the proprietary parts within this system, with everything else still being TM compatible, so the nozzle and piston assembly are still interchangeable with a TM MWS. There is no impasse. I gotta give huge props to Guns Modify for accurately replicating the non-reciprocating charging handle design. It is super cool. Their inner barrel is 250mm long. This replica can take any VSR spec upgrades, but the hop arm and wheel does seem to be proprietary. The hop can be adjusted here at this wheel. Superloop PTFE should be used for smoother operation. This replica comes with a Guns Modify V3 PMag, which weighs 332 grams empty and holds 35 rounds. I found these mags to be reliable, but really hard to load. You can get an adapter or lock the spring and load the BBs through a gap. This replica will also take TM MWS M4 magazines, and probably aftermarket ones as well, although tolerances can vary. The MB magazine release works as intended. The right side is not overly stiff, while the left requires a little bit more force. The charging handle does wobble slightly, but it does not reciprocate while firing. The bolt release is reliable, but also wobbles. The selector works well. It clicks into place, but it does click into full auto before it gets there. The trigger is okay at best. You'll pull through some tough mush until you hit a light wall. It resets with a loud click. Since I've used both WE and VFC scars, I would say that VFC still stands supreme in terms of how good the control feels and sound, while the WE is slightly better than Guns Modified. At 60 Fahrenheit and a full gas fill, the replica fired 144 shots, with an FPS drop of about 10 after every 30 rounds. I also gave the magazine time to return to 70 Fahrenheit after each 30 rounds. With the magazines chilled to 40 Fahrenheit, the replica is noticeably slower. Although it's still functioning, I noticed that TM's magazine have better efficiency than Guns Modifying's. The recoil is very nice. It's a snappy impulse, although with a heavier thump than a MWS. Here are some comparisons for reference. Using .32s at 100 feet out, the replica shot a tight grouping, although I did have to adjust the hop a decent amount to lift the .32s. With .2s, the replica is averaging at 365 FPS or 1.23 joules. I recommend wearing hearing protection while using this replica, especially indoors. Let's start with the pros. It's a gas blowback scar. Externals looks really good. It's an MWS system with a few proprietary parts. The performance is decent. Overall tolerance is super nice. Good aftermarket support. Now the cons. There is a licensing marking. The magazine is hard to load. The original magazine isn't as efficient as a TM MWS, and it needs to be imported for US customers. In conclusion, the Guns Modified Scar L Mark II MWS is a well-made product. The externals are a standout feature, with a solid construction, attention to detail, and a realistic finish. The tolerances are very good, parts fits nicely. Performance-wise, it delivers consistent accuracy while also being very gas efficient. Combined with the snappy recoil, this replica is a very fun platform that is internally based on the MWS system, which has an ocean of aftermarket upgrades. Guns Modify have also confirmed that it is rear steel spec, so rear steel furniture should fit. Huge props to Guns Modify for designing a new product. It came out great. As always, leave a comment and like to support my channel. Thanks for watching.